Alright then guys, so I've just realised that it's been 4 months since my last video. I did have a video ready for you last month, which was on me building my induction kit, which looks like this. But unfortunately someone decided to steal my Mark 7, which had my laptop in the boot with all my editing software and all that footage from there, so that's gone forever now. So if you've read the title of this video, you'll know that I'm going to be installing an external oil cooler. I've seen it fit for other cars, it doesn't look that hard, but I have had like a little test run with this, and for the Fiesta and the oil cooler that I've got, I think my oil cooler is a bit too big for my car, but I'm going to make it work anyway. My recommendations for if you're going to get one, probably get like a 13 row or something smaller if possible, because I've got a 15 row and it's way too big. And yeah, let's just crack on now. Right then guys, so I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible because it hasn't stopped raining all morning. So I'm going to be changing out my oil. I'm going to be putting the oil cooler on. This is just an eBay cooler which I put a Mishimoto stencil over. Got your oil lines. They were red, but I decided to paint them, and then when I test fitted them they started to scratch, but this is going to be under the car so you're not going to see it anyway. Here's my sandwich plate, and then if you're going to be like me, I'm going to put an oil pressure gauge and an oil temperature sensor in this before actually installing the car, just so it's a bit easier. Got a Mishimoto sump plug, just going to change out because it's magnetic and it's JDM boy, and then I've got the HS oil filter as well. Obviously need the hardware to install it with, and just odd tools such as your sockets and all that type of stuff. Got Teflon tape and joining compound, pretty much the both same thing if you just want to use one or the other. And then I've got my jack and my jack stands just so that everything's safe when I'm underneath the car. When you've jacked your car up, can you see that? Alright, you want to empty your oil out on the 40 to 13mm socket. I'll try and do this as best as I can with one hand. Oh shit, that's loose. Okay, so I'm just going to let the old shit just pour out if it decides to. There we go. First time I've ever actually caught this. Normally it just drops in. And whilst that's still draining out, you just take the lid off here as well. A bit tight. There we go. Should help the flow a little bit. Alright, so that's just finishing off now. When this is done, I'll take the oil filter off and let the water, the oil come out of that as well. And now if you're doing what I'm doing and you're putting a new oil plug in, then you can do that now. You won't put the obviously oil filter on now because you still need to put the sandwich plate on, etc. Alright, so just before I'm about to carry on, I've just been into a bit of a dilemma. If you see where the oil filter port thing, whatever it is called, is there's not really much clearance there, and I've just put in the oil pressure temperature sensor and all that type of stuff, and literally there is no room. So for me to put an oil temperature sensor on an oil pressure sensor, that type of thing, I will have to get an oil filter relocation kit. So that is going to be having to save for another day, but I'm going to try and see if I can make enough room so that I can run the braided hoses all the way around the outside.
6 hours later.
So I'm having a bit of a bitch fit. The way that I wanted the hoses to run, or just for them to run in general, isn't working at all. There is literally no clearance for the hoses to face either way, so I've just put the oil filter on for now. I'm not going to put the oil back in, I'm just going to leave it until I get a relocation kit or find a different solution or see if there's any such spaces, etc. So that's how it's going to stay for now. I'm going to mount up the bracket for the actual oil cooler and then obviously just wait and see how it goes. Alright, so there the oil coolers all mounted upon the brackets that I made. I need some more hardware, but hey ho. It's probably an each to their own statement, but I know like YouTubers like Tyler Fialco, he actually has an external oil cooler on his, but he doesn't even plumb his, he just runs it through wherever you want in your car. So if you just want a show car and you don't really need the oil cooler to be functional, then I'm guessing you can literally just run it off there and just run it through wherever you have. For example, I have a cold air feed in my headlight, so I can literally just run it through there, which is what I'm going to do temporarily until I get some more 90 fitteds for that, so hopefully it fits, or just until whenever I actually get time to finish it off. Alright then guys, if you've ever wanted to see a JDM Racer Fiesta, this is literally as far as it goes. I'm just going to do some research now and see what parts I need to try and carry on and make this actual oil cooler functional. Alright then guys, so I'm back. I've finished my research. I was looking on a few forums to see their suggestions and what they do to resolve this problem. I was on a Nissan forum and they were saying that they use 2 sandwich plates, which at first I thought was a good idea because I know sandwich plates are quite cheap. But I contacted my mechanic and he says don't use this because the chances of getting leaks on an NA engine are very high. So I'll come up with a solution. So here you can see the sandwich plate. With the fittings, it literally points all the hoses out straight this way, which when it is on my engine there is literally no room for the hoses to run straight out. So I've got some 10A fittings which are 45 degree and they go on there and there, and in the right direction they will re-point the hoses so that they have more clearance to run around the outside of the car rather than into the side of it. And then I've also got this, which is a turbo feed line. Well, that's what the description says, but it's a 7/16 fitting there, and it has another one there and another one there, and that gives me enough space for me to put my oil pressure sensor and my oil temperature sensor on both sides. And it also comes with this little clamp here which you can take off. This is what you normally use for relocating battery wire, but I can use this to on my inlet manifold there is like a bracket where the OEM airbox goes onto, so I can literally just bolt that onto there, and then fingers crossed everything out from here should be sweet. Okay then, so just in case I didn't explain my setup properly, this is the sandwich plate, and coming from the sandwich plate are 2 10A and 45 degree male to female pieces. These will bolt straight onto the external oil hoses that come with the package. And here is my sensor gauge adapter. So this is the oil pressure sensor and the oil temperature sensor. These bolt straight into this top piece here, and then it runs all the way out there. This will be getting mounted just there, just so that I've got enough room to wire it in. And when that is on there, I'm going to use this to tighten it in, and then when that is on and that is on, I'm going to tighten that down, put the oil filter on there, and then it should be done. Okay, so there is the sensor adapter that's bolted into the side of the manifold. I understand that every other car is not going to have this, but it is a bit of an inconvenience on Ford. Also, you don't have to put it there. There are many other places where you can put it where it's out of sight. Okay, and here is the sandwich plate. It is all bolted on now. It needs to be tightened up. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to say I put like a small layer of oil on the gasket that was on the other side, just because that's the normal thing that you do when you put on an oil filter. And these are the fittings here. These are coming away from the wall, so the hoses shouldn't have any problem bolting on there. So the last things to do are to tighten these up and then tighten this up, run the hoses actually onto that, put my oil filter on, top up the oil, and then should be good to start the car up. Alright then, so everything's all tightened up, everything's bolted down. All I need to do now is top up the oil, and then everything should be ready for a test start. Alright, so I've just topped the oil up. It's just used the whole 4 litres until I could see it on there, but I'm going to let the car run for a bit, let it go through the system a bit, and then top it up if I need to. Okay then, so I've checked for leaks. I've left the car running for about 10 minutes. I took it for a test drive up and down the road. Car's working fine, everything sounds good, there's no leaks or anything, so I would consider this a success. So thank you for watching. If I helped you in any way, shape or form, please feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.